In this video, we will talk about sustainable agriculture, feeding the world responsibly. Sustainable agriculture focuses on growing food in ways that meet current needs without harming the environment or depleting resources, ensuring future generations can also thrive. It emphasizes practices that are environmentally friendly, economically viable, and socially beneficial. As the global population grows, the pressure on the food supply chain increases, making sustainable farming practices more important than ever. These methods can help balance productivity with preserving ecosystems, enhancing soil health, and promoting biodiversity. 1. The need for sustainable agriculture. The global population is expected to reach nearly 10 billion by 2050, creating a significant challenge to produce enough food for everyone. This growing demand puts immense pressure on current farming systems. Traditional farming methods often contribute to environmental problems, such as deforestation, water pollution, and loss of biodiversity. Clearing land for agriculture destroys natural habitats and affects wildlife, while the heavy use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides can contaminate water sources and damage ecosystems. Climate change is another critical issue tied to agriculture. The farming sector not only suffers from changing climate conditions, but also contributes to them through greenhouse gas emissions. Practices like clearing forests and using chemical inputs release carbon dioxide and other harmful gases into the atmosphere. Sustainable farming practices, such as crop rotation and organic farming, can help lower emissions and make agriculture more climate resilient. Resource management is essential in sustainable agriculture. Using water, soil, and energy efficiently ensures that these resources are not exhausted. Methods like drip irrigation save water, while practices like no-till farming maintain soil health and reduce erosion. Sustainable agriculture focuses on balancing productivity with resource conservation, allowing farms to produce enough food without depleting the natural resources necessary for future generations. 2. Core principles of sustainable agriculture. Maintaining soil health, using crop rotation, cover crops, and organic fertilizers to keep soil fertile and prevent erosion. Water conservation, implementing drip irrigation, rainwater harvesting, and other methods to reduce water usage. Biodiversity promotion, encouraging the presence of various plant and animal species to create balanced ecosystems. Reducing chemical use, minimizing or eliminating pesticides and synthetic fertilizers that harm the environment and human health. Integrated pest management, IPM, a balanced approach to controlling pests using natural predators and environmentally friendly solutions. 3. Technological advancements in sustainable agriculture. Precision farming, using data from sensors, GPS, and satellite imagery to optimize water and fertilizer use, reducing waste. Drones and robotics. Drones help monitor crops and apply treatments precisely, while robots assist with planting and harvesting. AI and data analytics, helping farmers make informed decisions about planting, watering, and harvesting to improve yield sustainably. Genetic engineering, developing crops that are drought-resistant or pest-resistant to reduce chemical usage and improve productivity. 4. Sustainable farming techniques. Crop rotation and polyculture, planting different crops in the same area across seasons or mixing multiple crops in one space to enrich the soil and control pests. Agroforestry, integrating trees and shrubs into farmland to improve soil quality, increase biodiversity, and sequester carbon. No-till farming, reducing soil disturbance to maintain its structure, improve water retention, and decrease erosion. Organic farming, growing food without synthetic chemicals, relying on natural methods for pest control and fertilization. 5. Sustainable livestock practices. Rotational grazing, moving livestock between pastures to give grasslands time to recover and improve soil health. Grass-fed and free-range practices, promoting animal welfare and reducing the carbon footprint compared to intensive livestock farming. Reducing antibiotic use, implementing better animal health practices to reduce reliance on antibiotics. Waste management, converting animal waste into bioenergy or compost to minimize environmental impact. 6. Water management in sustainable agriculture. Efficient irrigation systems. Using technologies like drip irrigation to deliver water directly to plant roots, reducing water waste. Rainwater harvesting. Collecting and storing rainwater for use during dry periods to ensure consistent water supply. Reducing water pollution. Preventing runoff from pesticides and fertilizers by implementing buffer zones and natural filtration systems. Drought-resistant crops. Developing and planting crops that require less water, crucial for areas prone to water scarcity. 7. Challenges facing sustainable agriculture. Economic barriers. Initial costs for sustainable practices can be high, posing challenges for small farmers. Access to technology. Farmers in developing countries may lack access to modern tools and training. Policy and regulations. Government policies need to support and incentivize sustainable practices. Consumer awareness. Educating consumers about the benefits of sustainably grown food can drive demand and encourage farmers to adopt these practices. Climate uncertainty. Unpredictable weather patterns can make sustainable farming harder to maintain. 8. Global efforts and success stories. Regenerative agriculture movements. Communities adopting regenerative practices that go beyond sustainability to actively improve ecosystems. International cooperation. Programs such as those led by the UN Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, to share sustainable techniques worldwide. Case studies. Countries like the Netherlands, which leads in agricultural innovation, and examples from Africa where sustainable farming has improved food security and economy. 9. The role of governments and organizations. Subsidies and support. Governments can offer incentives for farmers adopting sustainable practices. Educational programs. Training farmers on modern sustainable techniques. NGO involvement. Organizations like WWF and Greenpeace that promote sustainable agricultural practices and work with farmers directly. Research and development. Funding studies that develop new, efficient farming methods and technologies. 10. Sustainability and food security. Reducing food waste. Sustainable practices also mean improving food distribution and reducing waste throughout the supply chain. Local farming and community gardens. Strengthening local food systems to reduce transport emissions and provide fresh food to nearby communities. Empowering small farmers. Supporting small-scale farms can increase local food production and reduce dependence on large-scale industrial agriculture. Access to nutritious food. Ensuring that sustainable farming doesn't only produce high yields, but also supports varied and nutritious diets. Sustainable agriculture is vital for feeding the world while protecting the environment and ensuring that future generations have access to essential resources. It involves practices that are environmentally sound.